I'm out in the greenhouse today, and we're going to be planting two of our most successful and productive plants that we grow every year in the greenhouse. And I'm going to show you what those are and the process, how we do it. We're also going to be taking a quick dive into the question of what's all the hype around greenhouses? Is it realistic? Are they really so well suited for farming lifestyle, for growing food, for gardening? Stick with me through this video and you'll find out.
It is that time of year, and the country is brimming with life. Flowers dot the countryside, and the pastures are full of grass. The Jersey cow is milking golden, rich milk, and the lambs are growing fast. Apples, pears, peaches, and plums are all setting fruit. The bees are making honey. We're getting raised beds in and out of the greenhouse filled. This is a busy but satisfying time of year.
So when we're talking about the value of greenhouses and are they everything that they're cracked up to be, you might already know my answer is yes, and I think more so. Greenhouses for us have been central to growing food because they honestly, when you get down to it, they give you the ability to grow with a lot wider of a season, right? Springtime and fall season. They also give you the ability to grow certain things you couldn't grow outside, certain things that just need the heat depending on where you live. Also, plants are just really happy with that extra heat, and they tend to produce a lot more and a lot better vegetables and fruit. Now, we freeze in the winter, but within the greenhouse, things stay warmer than outside, even in the wintertime. And some winters are more mild than others. We had a pretty mild winter last year, but here is a good example of how well a greenhouse can work. We have pepper plants that were planted last year, and they produced last year. They produced a lot, and then they actually survived through the wintertime. These plants had most of their tops die off, most of the branches, but the root system and the plant itself actually survived and started coming back up this spring, which is super exciting. We just snipped off all the old stuff and let them grow back up. Now they're leafy plants and they're doing great, and they're way ahead of schedule for us because at this time of year we would normally just be transplanting little pepper plants into the ground, but these are already well established. They've got a lot of roots, they've got some thick stems, they're already growing fast. So we're really excited about that. We're gonna have a lot of great peppers this year. These are Eceviche peppers, if I'm saying that right. Eceviche. One of my uncles did missionary work down in Peru for a long time, and he actually brought these seeds to my dad, and we've grown them for years and we love them. They're kind of a medium hot type of pepper, and they're orange. We freeze them and we have them all winter long to add to our food. So they're great. We like them a lot. This greenhouse is an unheated greenhouse, but it generates a lot of heat inside from the sunshine. So the system here, I'm just going to show you real fast, is we have big doors, double doors on both ends. On cool days, we just keep the greenhouse closed. It keeps everything warm inside. On hot days, we'll open all the doors and let a lot of air circulate through here so it doesn't get too hot. On days that are just kind of warm, we might open one door on each side, but in this way we're able to control the temperature pretty well, pretty precisely in here. In an unheated greenhouse like this one, the only expenses is going to be purchasing it, building it, but afterwards it's going to be paying for itself for years to come. For us, there's no comparison between what we can grow in the greenhouse versus grow outside. The extra growing options, the yield, the length of the season is just far greater within the greenhouse. If you're new to our channel, you might be interested in knowing that my family has grown food for decades, and my parents, they raised all of us kids working in the soil, weeding, eating fresh vegetables and fruit. And my dad has a lot of experience. He's done a lot of different things, and there's a reason why we're using greenhouses and why we use the system that we have now. It's worked really well for us. What we can grow in this single greenhouse is a lot. It's a large amount of produce, and we use raised beds and we maximize space. If you're watching this video and you grow in greenhouses, why don't you get in the comments and let everybody know just how well it's worked for you. Our hope is to get more people growing in greenhouses, growing more of their food. We have raised beds in here. We have a lot of pots that are in the greenhouse right now. We have figs and different types of guavas. We have raspberries in here. We have certain kind of rare South American plants called lumas. So in the greenhouse raised beds is where we grow cucumbers and tomatoes. With our system here, we have wires suspended from the greenhouse frame, and we just use H-wines to clip tomatoes and cucumbers on, string them up, keep everything growing tall. Of course, they like rich soil, so we put a lot of compost in the beds from our barns. We have a little worm bin here where we generate very healthy and earthworm-filled soil. We use coffee grounds and other rich composts, and we like to add that to the garden bed when we are planting stuff. So another big advantage with a greenhouse is it is a great place to keep your seed trays. We have squash and pumpkins and cucumbers and eggplant and several other things in here. And so we're going to be taking the tomatoes and some cucumbers, and we're going to be getting these in the ground today. So without more ado, I'm going to get to work transplanting. We're going to start with the tomatoes. This bed is going to be tomatoes. The other one is going to be cucumbers. So we're going to be planting tomatoes here, 2 rows straight along this edge of the bed. The far end is going to just be kept open for those peppers. If you watched in our prior video, I went through the process of seeding and transplanting from trays. This is our favorite way to garden, and these plants now are going to go into the ground with a good start, a lot of roots, and some healthy soil, rather than just seeding into the ground. In our opinion, this is almost always the way to go. Some vegetables don't necessarily like to be transplanted, but in most cases, we definitely recommend you using a transplant tray. I just grabbed a stick off of the aisle, and we're going to pop these out real careful. These are black Truffelli tomatoes.
Now these black Truffelli tomatoes are heirloom seeds. We grow both heirlooms and hybrids. On your seed packet, you will notice that it says either hybrid or heirloom. That's because there is a difference that you should know. Hybrid is not GMO or unnatural in any way. It just means that the seeds were produced by cross-pollinating so that you can get a hybrid plant. Heirlooms, however, are true to seed, and most of them are old varieties. The big difference, though, is related to collecting seeds. Because heirlooms are true to seed, you can keep seeds generally from heirlooms, but you can't keep hybrid seeds and expect them to be the same plant or even a good plant. my opinion, tending a garden touches something within the human spirit that goes all the way back to Adam, put in the Garden of Eden and given authority over the earth to fill the earth and subdue it, to till the ground and eat from the fruit of it. It is so satisfying and profound to eat from the fruit of your hands.
Now this whole bed has tomatoes in it, so we're going to water all of these in and watch them grow. What we're going to do is give these tomatoes all a second watering. We want the soil around these tomatoes to get well watered and maybe a little bit compacted. Now that we got the tomatoes planted, we're going to get cucumbers in this other bed right here beside it. We already have a few cucumbers there, and they're going to be a little ways ahead of these guys. I'm going to grab my shovel and I'm going to spread some of this compost throughout the bed where the cucumbers are going to go. In this tray, we have 3 rows of cucumbers, eggplant, and then these are a couple kinds of melons. And these are going to wait a little longer into the season before they go in the ground. A few years back when we were doing farmers markets, some of our most profitable and worthwhile plants were actually tomatoes and cucumbers. They produce a lot, they're very popular, and they grow super well in greenhouses. Cucumbers, on the one hand, like a little more water than tomatoes. So during the summer, we generally, and of course it depends on the weather, but generally we're watering cucumbers every day during the heat of summer. And with tomatoes, probably every other day, or even more than that, maybe 3 days in between. Again, it all depends on how well your soil's keeping the moisture and how hot it is, how much evaporation is going on. But generally, cucumbers like more. With these little cucumbers here, these 2 are actually ahead of everybody else. I'm gonna start them on their strings, and so this is gonna be the process we'll follow with everything else. I'm gonna carefully remove any and all of these little bitty cucumbers that are starting. We don't want them growing these right now. We want them just to concentrate on growing the vine. And suckers like this need to go too. These are popping out right at the joint or the intersection of the leaves. We're going to remove all of those, and we're going to just make sure that this cucumber keeps growing tall and doesn't try to branch out and grow multiple stems. So I just carefully pinch those out with my fingernails. You don't want to break the plant, and you definitely don't want to accidentally take off your top, right? In future videos, I'm going to show you guys what it looks like cleaning up tomatoes and cucumbers. They'll try to grow a lot of suckers, and you want to stay on top of those so you don't just have a real bushy plant without a very big fruit yield. So that's very important. As always, thanks for watching this video, and thanks for supporting my channel. I hope to see you guys in future videos. We're going to do a lot of gardening work, and we're also going to get back to some livestock videos. Lots of great stuff coming up this spring and summer. So why don't you make sure you're subscribed and make sure you hit the little bell and then the all icon, because if you don't take that extra step of clicking all, you probably won't see our videos in your feed in the future. So that's an important tip. As these cucumbers and tomatoes grow, I want to show you guys the processes of stringing them, removing suckers, and of how we harvest, and want you guys to get to see how much that these greenhouse grown tomatoes and cucumbers are going to produce for our family.